The demand for UN peacekeeping has never been greater than today, when more than 120,000 military, police and civilian personnel serve in 15 peace operations in hotspots around the world. From Africa to Asia, Europe and the Americas, directly impacting the lives of hundreds of millions of people. Built on nearly 65 years of experience, UN peacekeeping has evolved into one of the main tools used by the international community to manage complex crises that pose a threat to international peace and security. Its symbol, the blue helmet, has become a globally recognized icon. Beyond their well-known military roles, UN peacekeepers today are carrying out a variety of activities to help build sustainable peace, including supporting democratic elections, promoting and protecting human rights, disarming and reintegrating ex-combatants, carrying out demining activities, supporting the return of refugees and displaced persons, and protecting civilians. Increasingly important is the role of UN peacekeeping operations in helping develop the capacity and professionalism of nascent rule of law institutions, the police, courts, and correction systems in the countries where they are deployed. Our goal is to ensure that the above institutions can ensure fair access to justice and that correct legal procedures are complied with while offering full respect for the human and legal rights of their citizens. UN peacekeeping works with national governments to assess and design programs that support the establishment of legislation, as well as developing judicial and security institutions to help re-establish the principle of governance.
Developing fully functioning and unbiased police and judicial court systems is fundamental to building sustainable peace. Without law and order, there can be no peace. And without peace, there can be no law and order. Since 1999, the United Nations Security Council has included provision on strengthening rule of law, justice, and/or correction systems in the mandates of all new multidimensional United Nations peacekeeping operations. The number of UN police authorized for deployment since 1999 has almost tripled. Police, justice, and correction components are an increasingly important part of most peacekeeping operations. Their activities run from helping to develop training models for magistrates in Haiti, assisting deployment of judicial authorities to rural counties in Liberia, facilitating the reconstruction of prisons in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and helping to rejuvenate national bar associations in Timor-Leste.
United Nations police protect the population through support to public order and public safety. This is done by supporting the development of host state police capacity to deliver security in accordance with international human rights standards. In this way, United Nations police contribute to laying the foundation for effective and fair policing, working towards sustainable peace and security. The police are just one part of the rule of law architecture. The United Nations has also deployed more than 340 corrections officers and 175 Judicial Affairs Officers to work with their local counterparts. The Office of Rule of Law and Security Institutions, known as OROLSI, was established in 2007 to coordinate UN peacekeeping's activities in the areas of police, justice and corrections, as well as security sector reform.
We are trying to create a system of rule of law and security which could serve a nation for a longer term period of time and which could develop into civilized societies.
Justice and security deficits have been the reason for relapse into conflict in some peacekeeping contexts, and OROLSI exists to fill that gap.
At the request of national authorities and in support of UN peacekeeping, police, justice and correction specialists are deployed across 9 peacekeeping operations.
Many of rule of law officers are what I call early peace builders, and everyone knows that peace building should start at the outset of peacekeeping operations.
Historically, our missions had an impartial role in the monitoring of ceasefire agreement. This was primarily a military role. From the 1990s onward, the importance of the police, but also other civil affairs functions, such as support to the judiciary and support to correction services, was increasingly recognized.
In many post-conflict situations, the police are under-equipped and lack basic skills. In some cases, the police corps are former combatants.
The important is to get the host government police to be up to the international standards, and it's basically to build a new police organization based on democratic principles.
In most peacekeeping operations, UN police assist national security forces to develop police capacity in line with international human rights standards. Occasionally, for example most recently in Timor-Leste, the Security Council gave the UN the primary responsibility for policing. In both cases, UN police focus on ensuring the long-term capacity of national authorities.
One of the major activities that we have is capacity building, and in that we do have training, advisory and mentoring. Sometimes we also actually recruit and help them in the vetting process to make sure they get the best possible police officers into the new organization.
When you talk about building the capacity of the police, of course, what happens afterwards? Those individuals get arrested. So you need at the same time to build the capacity of the judiciary. This is absolutely critical. The judiciary, bar association and related service, as well as prison institution, thus recognizing the importance of the criminal justice chain as a whole.
The Criminal Law and Judicial Advisory Service has two distinct professional teams, justice and corrections. The need for well-trained and honest lawyers and judges is fundamental to restoring faith in the justice system and instilling confidence that crimes will not go unpunished and that innocent people will not be jailed. Sadly, the importance of a humane prison system is often neglected.
Very often prisons take the lowest priority in any rule of law systems. They are dramatic from the standpoint of human rights, health, security. So it is important for us to assist professional prison developments from the early stages of our work on the ground.
Reforming the security sector is pivotal to the development of democratic governance. Security sector personnel are public servants and must respond to the needs of the population. It is imperative for these security agencies to become accountable for their actions and subject to the rule of law.
Take, for example, that poor ordinary woman who has been raped in Eastern Congo. What would it take to make her feel safer? Imagine the soldiers have new uniforms, new guns, they dress more sharply. Do you think that will make that woman feel safer? No. Because if she doesn't feel that there's a way of controlling them, actually you're making her feel more threatened. So the element of what makes her feel safer must include laws that she knows these people have to obey. If they don't obey, there will be consequences.
Improving the function of civilian courts is one priority of peacekeeping. Another is ensuring that military courts play their vital role in ensuring justice in conflict areas, as uniformed personnel are often some of the most egregious violators of human rights in war zones.
A big step forward in the last year is the work undertaken in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, where soldiers who had committed atrocities, including the mass rape of civilians in the eastern part of the country, were being brought to justice. United Nations peacekeepers, in partnership with other UN entities, have played a pivotal role in supporting the Congolese authority in this process.
The role of peacekeepers as early peace builders will continue to evolve with the changing nature of conflict.
Peacekeeping in the 21st century will require new tools, new expertise, very professional attitude, rapidly deployable specialists. And that's why we have to create synergies with others, to provide them with the best of expertise available in the area which we are covering and help them to assess, plan and deliver on the ground, to deliver as one. It is precisely in those areas where OROLSI will contribute best in the years to come.
And it's very important for us, more and more, if we want to prepare our exit strategy from peacekeeping, to have a sustained rule of law institutions in the country where we operate. The expertise of OROLSI, who work, of course, in very good synergy with so many other actors in the field, is critical.
Efforts to promote peace and development are more likely to succeed when peacekeeping is a part of a peace-building strategy right from the start. police, justice, corrections. These are among the pillars any society needs to ensure the rule of law and build a better world for all.